Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Friday edition of the show Sports in a Jiffy right here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM, the last edition for this working week, 14th day in the month of March 2024. Top of the morning sports fans, top of the morning listeners, and welcome to this morning's edition on your most exciting breakfast show where we get to serve you to you in bits and in pieces, tiptoeing through all of the major stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. Yes, our bits and pieces are coming through this morning. Ayode Jajiboye is my name, an absolute honor to be your host on the show. Short reminder, in case you join us for the very first time, we serve this package Mondays through to Fridays from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10, and later this evening we'll be back here on the Sports Top Show between 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. On Fridays we do just football, preparing us for the actions that will be coming through this weekend. I'll be back here tomorrow as well between 2 p.m. down to 3 p.m. on the Sports Hub Show. Yes, that is where we get to review all of the other actions that will be happening across the world of sport. Of course, don't forget, Formula 1 will be returning this weekend as well, race week this weekend. And of course, lights will be going out right there in Melbourne. The first Grand Prix of the year will be happening in Australia. To the switch of the back of the net right now, we'll be getting the show on the road, taking stories coming through from their own front and in the world of football. Just so you know, Wednesday, a Nigerian sole representative in the FIFA Council lost his seat. I was talking about the former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Melvin Pinnick, and is now releasing his ascendancy in football administration from Delta State to the global scene despite losing his seat on the FIFA Council on Wednesday. Pinnick, who fell short just by one vote during the 14th Extraordinary General Assembly of the Confederation of African Football in Cairo on Wednesday. The ex-NFF boss, who was seeking re-election to the 37-member FIFA Council, garnered 20 votes, narrowly missing the threshold achieved by Suleiman Waberi of Djibouti, who secured the fifth and final spot with 29 votes. Other stories coming through from this morning. We talk about athletics, where 9 top athletes from Nigeria will be vying for honors in the colors of their respective schools as in Virginia Beach Sports Center, Virginia, in the United States of America this weekend. The NCAA 2024 Division Indoor Track and Field Championship will be the 60th edition for the men and the 43rd for the women. And the field will consist of 17 different men's and women's indoor track and field events with a total of 650 participants contesting from today, March 14, till Saturday, March 15. And among the 650 athletes are 9 top Nigerian athletes who hope to end their collegiate indoor season on high before heading to China for the World Indoor Championship. We have the likes of the African Games bronze medalist Prestina Ochonogo, who is in her first year and will begin the hunt for the medals in the women's long jump later today. The men's 400-meter preliminary event will also see Ella Ojenevovo in action, while the duo of success Umukoro and Tima Godbless will also hope to make it to the women's final. Paris Olympic semi-finalist Kansola Jayi, Adekalu Fakorede, and also Israel Okon will be competing in the men's 60 meters. Talking other sports on the show this morning, Nigerian teenage fencing sensation Pelola Akinbamiro has described her debut at the recently concluded 2025 African Junior Fencing Championship as a valuable learning experience, which will prepare her at the World Junior Fencing Championship in China by April. The United States-based 13-year-old fencer participated in the continental tournament to gain experience and prepare for the 2025 World Junior Fencing Championship in China from April 7 to 15, as well as the Senior African Championship in June. And before we go away from the home front talking football, this morning Bayer Leverkusen forward Nathan Taylor has withdrawn from Nigeria's crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying matches against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, and Gent defender Jordan Tonuraniga has been called up to replace him. The replacement comes 2 days after the release of the 23-man squad for the coach Eric Chele's first assignment in charge of the Super Eagles. Taylor, don't forget, was an unused forward, be ruled out of national team assignment, and a lot of fans are already saying, what is this that's always happening with him whenever he's being called to represent the country. And away from that, right now, we'll go straight to Europe, taking stocks coming through from the world of other sports this morning. Of course, we start with the world of tennis. Amazing stories coming through right there. Because yes, it is now getting into the quarterfinal stage of the current ongoing Indian Wells. And in case you missed it, let me quickly inform you that defending champion Ego Satek has now cruised past Zheng Zhengwen to set up an Indian Wells semi-final against teenager Mira Andreeva. Zheng will be Satek on the way to winning gold at last year's Paris Olympics, but she was no match for the pole in their first meeting since then. The world number 2 led by a set and the double break before bad weather led to play being suspended, and it only delayed the inevitable. However, the China's Zheng Zhen winning 2 games after the delay before Satek closed out a 6-3, 6-3 victory. Satek, who is now 23-year-old, could become the only woman since Martina Navratilina in 1990 and 1991 to win back-to-back Indian Wells titles. The 5-time major winner was champion in 2022, lost the semi-finals in 2023, and triumphed again last year. She will next face 17-year-old Andreeva, who stunned Swiatek in the quarterfinals in Dubai last month. Andreeva, who went on to win the Dubai title, beat Ukraine's Elina Svitolina 7-5, 6-3 to reach the last 4 and extend her winning streak to 10 matches. World number 1 Sabalenka will also face Madison Keys in the rematch of January's Australian Open final in the other semi-final right there in California. And away from the WTA, straight into the ATP this morning, where Jack Draper beat the big 7 American Ben Shelton 6-4, 7-5 on the cold, and blustery evening in Indian was to set up a tantalizing semi-final against 2-time defending champion Carlo Alcaraz. British Draper reached his first Grand Slam semi-final at September's US Open, but had never before made it to the last 4 at the Masters 1000 event. And if the 23-year-old beats 4-time major champion Alcaraz on Saturday, he will be guaranteed a place in the world's top 10 for the first time in his career. Draper has played Alcaraz 4 times, with his sole win coming on grass at Queens last year, while the Spanish number 3 Alcaraz beat Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo 6-3, 7-6 to record his 16th successive match right there in California. And away from tennis talks right now, straight in the world of Formula 1, where Hamilton 5th in Melbourne, with Leclerc the fastest in the practice race that went down yesterday. Lewis Hamilton was 5th fastest for his new Ferrari team as the Formula 1 season began at the Australian Grand Prix. Hamilton was 0.42 seconds slower than his teammate Charles Leclerc, who set the pace ahead of McLaren's Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris in yesterday's practice at Albert Park. Leclerc was 0.124 seconds ahead of Piastri, who was from Melbourne, and edged Norris by 0.017 seconds. Hamilton was slower than Leclerc all day, with 0.61 seconds over at Ferrari's went third and 12th fastest in the first session, and also about 0.1 seconds down on average in their race simulation run late in the second hour's running. The 7-time champion complained over the radio that he was struggling to turn the car. Yuki Tsunoda Racing Bull was the midfield interloper in the top order in 4th, and his rookie teammate Isaac Ajar was in 6th, also ahead of Max Verstappen in the senior Red Bull team. I go from Formula 1 talks right now. Quickly, let's go straight into the world of basketball. I tell you amazing matchups that went down in the world of NBA earlier today, with the Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr comparing Steve Curry to a ballerina after he became the first player to reach 4,000 3-pointers. Curry, who already held the record for most career 3-pointers, required just 2 more to hit the milestone figure when he stepped onto court to face the Sacramento Kings, and the American, who was 37, achieved defeat in third quarter at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Curry became the all-time leading scorer for 3-pointers in 2021 when he surpassed Ray Allen's record of 2,973 at the Madison Square Garden. His achievement in the 130-104 win against the Kings was celebrated with a tribute on the big screen during a timeout shortly after the basket landed. The Warriors sit sixth in the Western Conference after recording a sixth successive win with Kings and Knights. Curry ended the game, which took place a day before his 37th birthday, with 11 points and 5 assists. And the four-time NBA champion boasts several three-point records, including the 2 longest streaks for most consecutive regular season games with at least 1 three-pointer made, and that was 268 and 157. Los Angeles Clippers guard James Harden is the second on the list of most three-pointers with 3,120. In other news, Mavericks forward Olivier Maxen Prosper has undergone season-ending surgery on his right wrist, one of the many injuries that have plagued the defending Western Conference champions since they traded Luka Doncic. The team announced the surgery yesterday night, a day after the procedure, and has said Prosper would miss the rest of the season. Prosper playing time surge in his second season as the injuries piled up for Dallas. He made the second start of the season in his first game after Doncic was sent to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Davis still hasn't returned, and the Mavs are 10th in the West, the final spot in the play-in tournament, and Dallas lost to Boston in the NBA Finals just last season. Anyway, from that right now, straight in the world of football, amazing thoughts coming through this morning. And yes, let me remind you that UEFA Europa League and also the Conference League have also been decided yesterday. An amazing turn-up of events right there for Manchester United, where Bruno Fernandes once again coming up the clutch for the theme, and also Patrick Dogu also showing the spirit of sportsmanship in the game that ended 4-1 for Manchester United against Real Betis at Old Trafford. And words of Bruno Fernandes yesterday, he said the 30-year-old was United hero after scoring the hat-trick as they beat Real Sociedad to move into the Europa League quarterfinal, and they will now be playing against Lyon. Bruno Fernandes letting his heart out yesterday, mentioned it emphatically that he almost left the team during the summer, but of course a couple of talks from the management give him the reassurance that he's still going to be needed, and it's been said that the team is built around him. A lot of fans already shared the opinion that if we take away Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United this season, then we don't exactly know what is going to be the remains of Manchester United. And it's also in the news that Rashford has now returned to the starting 11 of the Three Lions of England, because he's now been called up by Thomas Tuchel just in his first official assignment. That's talking about Thomas Tuchel. Don't forget that this is his first assignment with the Three Lions. Jordan Anderson has also gotten his first call-up for the Three Lions as well. Don't forget that when Ben Castley was in charge of the team as interim manager, these two guys did not get the nod to represent the Three Lions a bit. Still taking thoughts coming through from the world of football this morning. Let's quickly run you through the result of all the matches that were played yesterday, and then we'll go straight into more talks on the show. Don't forget that we'll be back here later this evening between 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. on the Sports Up Show. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews just the way you like it. Sports Up Show right here on 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. Athletic Club were 3-1 winners over AS Roma, going ahead in 4-3 on aggregate. Eintracht Frankfurt were 4-1 winners over Ajax Amsterdam. Lazio played at a 100 against Victoria Plzen, and then they went on 3-2 on aggregate. Olympiacos Pireo defeated Bodo and Glimt 2-1. Bodo and Glimt going ahead with 4-2 on aggregate. United were 5-2 on aggregate winners over Real Sociedad. Olympic Lyon were 4-0 winners over Basel, and then they go through with 7-1 on aggregate, playing against Manchester United in the next round. Rangers lost to Fenerbahce 2-0, and then they went straight into penalties, where Rangers definitely went ahead 3-2 on penalties. And yesterday, typical Jose Mourinho coming out to talk tough about that game, and he's saying that he's hoping that all of the team he's been coaching ever since that Roma final in Budapest are not suffering from the outbursts that happened since then, because all of the teams he's managed since then have been having a couple of calls that he feels form of some bad luck that is following him. Tottenham Hotspur were also 3-1 winners over AZ Alkmaar. Means Tottenham Hotspur also straight into the next round. Chelsea as well through to the next round of the UEFA Conference League because they were 1-0 winners over Copenhagen. Aggregate score remains at 3-1. Fiorentina also go through with that 3-1 win over Panathinaikos yesterday night. Couple of games later today in the Spanish Liga, where La Palma will be hosting Deportivo Alavés, St. Pauli in the German Bundesliga will be hosting Ofeam, while the Italian Serie A Genoa will be hosting Leeds. In the French Ligue 1, OGC Nice will be hosting AJ Auxerre, while in the Nigerian Premier League, Niger Tornadoes will be hosting Katsina United. Giving you the full rundown of the matches that we played in the Nigerian Premier Football League, match week 29. Niger Tornadoes up against Katsina United. I mentioned 4 p.m. today. Enugu Rangers will also be playing against Kwara United at the Cathedral tomorrow 4 p.m. Kano Pillars will be hosting Nasarawa United on Sunday. Academy Warriors will be hosting Rivers United. Aqua United will be hosting Shooting Stars. Abia Warriors will be hosting Bendel Insurance. Bayelsa United will be hosting Lobby Stars. Remo Stars will travel to Remo Stars will be at home where Atlant travel to visit them. Nkuru City will be at home where Eyimba International will be visiting on Sunday. And Sunshine Stars also be at home right there at the Depo Dinner Stadium in Ijebu-Ode, where Plateau United will go there to visit them in the match week 29 of the Nigerian Premier Football League. And Sports in a Jiffy right here on 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. Here's how much I'll be taking on the show for this morning. And thanks to you for being a part of the show. Don't forget I'll be back here later this evening, 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. I take Jajibo is signing out. Stay sporty, stay active, drinking enough water to stay hydrated. Don't forget to be kind, because kindness is cool. I'll see you when I see you, and that definitely will be on the other side of the Morning Impact Show here on 9 Power Radio 102.1 FM. Do have a blessed and highly favored weekend. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. That is one thing I want you to do. Good morning. I'll see you later this evening.